Welcome in everybody. So in this video I'm going to be continuing on with our Revit office building. So I'm starting right now in exercise 8-3 and we're going to create an interior elevation. So let me show you let's show you how to do that. So we're going to go to our level 1. So I'm going to double click on the level 1 floor plan. I'm going to zoom into this kind of area here. So I want to add an interior elevation marker. So I'm going to go up to view. You're going to look for where it says elevation. I'm going to click on elevation. Now, I don't want to, so the elevation, building elevation, that's an exterior elevation. So, but we want an interior elevation. So I'm going to select the properties here. We're going to look for interior elevation. Right, and then I'm just going to zoom in here. So we want the arrow of that circle to be pointing to the right, kind of in this area here. So I'm going to left click it, and then I'm going to hit the modify to get out of that. So notice over here on the right in our project browser, we have our elevations. These are our exterior elevations. Underneath that is our new interior elevation that we created. So I'm going to hit the plus sign to kind of open that up. So the elevation 1-A, that's the one that we made here. So I want to right click on it. We're going to rename that. We're going to call that East Atrium. A-T-R-I-U-M. I believe that's it. My spelling, it's not my strong point. So tilt my head to the left to read that. Yeah, okay. So now what we can do is if we double left click, you can either double left click on it up here in the project browser. You can also double left click here and it'll take you to the elevation that we just created. So also, if you notice this little border around it, let me click this and I'm going to click this little circle and drag it straight up. This is kind of what our interior elevation is looking at. So if you move it above the roof here and then go back to your level 1, if you click that arrowhead at the top of that or at the right of that circle, you can kind of see it. So this line shows you kind of what's in view left and right of your elevation as you're looking at it. And then this dashed line shows you the kind of the distance of what you're looking at. So let's say, for example, if I were to grab these arrows and move them in front of this wall here, like so, and then let's go back to our East Atrium view. So notice those doors and windows, they're not showing up because they're not in our distance kind of parameter that we have. So let me go back to my level 1, click the arrow here. We're going to drag this back. What I want to do is where you see these inline marker dot thingamajiggies. So this one is okay, but I want to left click on this one. I'm going to drag it up to this front face of this wall here. And then click this line, left click it and drag it to about middle of that door. This door number 6, somewhere in that range. And then what the book has, it has us grab this arrow and kind of move it in front of this window here. So that's kind of our view range of what our interior elevation is looking at. So let's go back to our East Atrium. So this is kind of what the view is looking at. What else do they want us to do with this? Let's take a look. We can drag this up above the top of the roof. Nothing really fancy there. We're good there, we're good there. They want us to go down here and change our scale. So usually the scale of your interior elevations is not going to be 1/8 of an inch like it shows here. We want to change that to 1/4 of an inch. Like so. And then we want to do is now they want us to kind of click this bottom line here, this bottom border, and drag it up to where you see level 1. Drag it up to level 1. And then the top line, we want to drag this kind of just above these windows and doors here in that view, and we're good there. And so then moving on to exercise 8-4, what they want us to do is select these two doors. So this one, I'm gonna left click, hold the control key down, select this one. I'm gonna go up to the modify move tool, select it. I'm just gonna pick anywhere as a base point, just left click. I'm just gonna drag it over to the right and just type in 6. So we move those two doors over to the right 6 feet. I'm gonna hit the modify. Now they want us to add a new door. So I'm gonna go up to architecture, door, and my properties. I'm gonna look for the single flush 36 by 84. And we're gonna place this on the second floor here, somewhere in this general area here. So left click that one, hit the modify to get out of that. Okay, now we're gonna see what we did. So it says switch to level 2. I'm gonna double click on level 2. So if you zoom in, you can see this is the door that we just added. And then the number for this 14, this is the door that we moved over to the right 6 feet. And I think that's all there is to this. Not a whole lot. The next exercise, 8-5, that's kind of where the fun happens. So we get to add our curtain grid. So yeah, so make sure you save this before you move on to the next video. But once you've done that, come on back to the next video and we'll kind of get started with the curtain grid. All right, peace out.